Okay, guys, how we going? So I've come across another interview with Priscilla. Every time I see them, I'm gonna talk about them, discuss them, see what's going on. It does seem like she's changing her story. She's getting her facts wrong. It seems, I don't know, guys, she doesn't seem completely with it. So the book has come. Softly as I leave you, we will do a show and just go through different parts of this book. We can't read it, but what we can do is read the odd line and discuss things. Just literally open a page, read a couple of words, and we can talk about it. So I'm going to show you the book and look at the covers, the insides, the pictures. We're going to do a bit of a review of that book. It says here, with Mary Jane Ross, Priscilla Bulow Presley. She actually, I've only just realised it. She uses the name Priscilla Bulow Presley. Interesting. But we've had outrage from Ginger Oldham, disgusted at the things said in this book. The Michael Jackson fans around the world are in uproar about the way she is trashing. Hi, Emma. Right, so let me just quickly tell people we're live. I'm getting a lot of comments, a lot, like loads and loads and loads. Loads. Let's just quickly tell people on our Facebook that we're live. Right, okay, guys. So there's a few people that have messaged me. Let me just tell them that we're live. Right, okay. I obviously what. Let's have a look. So okay, right. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to catch the interviews as soon as they come out. Now this looks to me, let's have a look. Tamron Hall Show. Don't forget, I'm from England. I have no idea. So Tamron Hall Show, 662,000 subscribers. It says, on today's show, we honoured to be joined by legendary Priscilla Presley, trailblazing, visionary, businesswoman. What? And author. Priscilla opens up about her deeply personal new memoir, Softly as I Leave You. Okay, now I haven't watched this. I thought I'd save it. We can watch it together. Of course, we're going to stop and start. Now, I can see there's one here that is 10 minutes long. And there's one here that is 6 minutes long by the same person. I don't know if this is a shorter interview that was done in two pieces, but it was done literally hours ago. Okay, so can any of you tell me who that is? Do any of you know who that is? Got myself a cup of tea. I don't know who it is. I haven't watched the interview. I don't know what she's going to say. I know that the different interviews that we've watched over the last 3 or 4 days, she's been making a lot of mistakes. She's getting her facts wrong. She's definitely out to trash quite a few people, including Michael Jackson, including even Elvis, where she ridicules him for phoning her while she was in bed with her boyfriend. Ginger Oldham is very upset with her, has done a massive long post on her Facebook page. Of course, we support Ginger Oldham. Donna Presley has done a post. She's upset with Priscilla for saying lies, for not telling the truth. So there's already the beginnings of a backlash for Priscilla. We've even got the Michael Jackson fans are very, very upset. She is repeatedly trashing Michael Jackson. She's been trashing Michael Jackson for decades, guys. So I don't think she's going to have an easy ride. I don't think she's going to have an easy ride on this book. Now, remember, with this book, everybody kissed her ass. With Elvis and Me in 1985, everyone kissed her ass. Paul, Priscilla, oh, you're such a victim. I don't think it's going to be such an easy ride with Softly as I Leave You. Now, the non-fans, the people that just aren't interested in Elvis, they're going to believe every word Priscilla says. But anybody that takes the time to do their research and understand the truth, learn the story concerning Lisa Marie, the loss of Lisa Marie, how she died, the divorce settlements, the unfaithfulness, the way she treated Lisa, Scientology, the way she tried to stop Lisa from giving her inheritance to her kids. Anybody that does 10 minutes of research are going to know that there's something very wrong in this book, that Priscilla thinks she's going to do some damage with this book. She's going to win over public approval, public opinion. It may not go so well for her. Now, already the fans are noticing that she doesn't seem right. She's making serious mistakes. She's getting her facts wrong. Already, the fans are already picking out all the discrepancies in this book. A very long one has just come out from Tony Ortega, is it? The Scientology guy. He's already come out with a very long statement showing that she's lying about her facts to do with Scientology. So, guys, this is not going to be an easy ride for Priscilla. At the moment, she's enjoying the glory. She's like, oh, yes, I'm back. I've released a new book. Everything's great. I'm getting attention all over the world. I'm famous again. Don't forget, she's coming to England next week. At the moment, she feels like she's riding high. Nobody is disagreeing with her. Nobody is challenging her. She's selling books, making money, lots of personal appearances. She's on all the chat shows again. She feels like she's back. I think she's going to get some backlash. Right, let's press play, guys. Let's see what she says.
Hello, Dan. Robin, hello. Have a sit down. Let's get into this. I gotta tell you, what a big conversation we have for you today. Happy birthday. I see your birthday crown. Well, we are allowing the women this hour to wear the crowns that they have owned. Few people, though, have lived a life as full and talked about as our first guest, Priscilla Presley, a trailblazing businesswoman, visionary.
A trailblazing businesswoman. Phew, my God, I would never call her that. For a start, she's run out of money loads of times. She made some bloody stupid decisions. So I'm just getting out here. Let me just quickly tell. All right, Donna's here. Karen's here. Hi, Karen. Right. So she's made some bloody stupid decisions. There's no way that I would ever call Priscilla a trailblazing businesswoman. Yeah. Selling off Elvis Presley Enterprises was just stupid. I know it belonged to Lisa, but I truly believe Priscilla talked her into it. Just my opinion, guys. Renting Gracelands to EPE. Stupid. I know it belonged to Lisa, but I think Priscilla was something to do with it. It's funny because you see some old interviews of Lisa Marie, and she talks about how well her and her mum got on in 2005. Well, that's the year Gracelands was rented and EPE was sold 85% of it. They just happened to get on really well that year. It worries me, guys. It worries me. Let's keep going.
Author, and for more than 6 years of her life, she was the wife of Elvis Presley.
Well, let's work this out. For more than 6 years. So they married May the 1st, 1967. Think about it. Yes, I know that they divorced in 73. I think, was it October 73? But think about it. Within a year, she was unfaithful. Their marriage is over within a year. She's unfaithful when Lisa Marie's a baby. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Within a couple of years, she's unfaithful, secretly seeing Mike Stone, the karate champion, for a year. Their marriage was over. There is no 6 years. By the end of 71, early 72, she was filing for a divorce. So all this 6 years stuff is bullshit. This is the mistake people make. They go, right, May the 1st, 1967, they got married. They divorced in the middle of October, end of 1973. They go, that's 6 years. No. Their marriage was over within a year. Then she does it all again with Mike Stone within 2 more years. Within 3 years, it is over. Yeah, there is no over 6 years of marriage. And then Priscilla will go on to these shows and go, oh yes, me and Elvis were together for 13 years. Me and Elvis were together from the age of 14 till they divorced when she was 26, whatever it was. It's a lie. It's a con. It's brainwashing. It's spoon-feeding bullshit. I don't fall for it. Young lady, Tamron Hall, you're wrong. They weren't together for over 6 years.
Her life has inspired headlines, movies, and honestly, endless speculation. But now,
what are you on about? God, let's keep going. So what is all this? Priscilla shares memories of final days with daughter Lisa Marie. Yeah. The Guardian, my fear is that people will forget Elvis. You wish, Priscilla, you wish. Priscilla Presley shocking reveals about Elvis and Michael Jackson. Now, I do think the Michael Jackson thing is going to get a big reaction. I also think the fans are going to be very upset that she keeps talking publicly about, oh yes, I was in bed with Robert Kardashian and Elvis phoned. Oh no. It's ridiculous. The other thing is, Priscilla Presley talks about Presley's infidelity. He was still a good husband, but it was just too many of us. I've seen that interview. Come on, guys. The People interview. She was shagging. Let's get real. She was shagging Steve Peck, the dance instructor, a year after the wedding. Then she does it again with Mike Stone. There's even rumors of other men as well. Someone today, someone I get on well with, hinted at me that some of the closest people to Elvis were shagging Priscilla. I won't say any names right now, but I'm gonna. Let's keep going, guys.
in her new memoir, Softly As I Leave You, Life After Elvis, Priscilla Presley is setting the record straight about who she became beyond the gates of Graceland. Take a look.
Now, this is the iconic image that we all fell for, that brainwashed all of us for 30 to 40 years. Come on, guys. Many of us were Priscilla fans, weren't we? Yeah, we loved Elvis. Elvis was who we loved. But Priscilla was part of the package. This image.
Elvis Presley weds Priscilla Ann Beaulieu, and one of America's richest teenage singing idols promises to love, honor, and obey.
And with the simple words, I do, Priscilla Presley's life would change forever. And now she's holding nothing back in her new headline-making
She's holding nothing back, even her knickers.
tell-all.
Elvis was a Southern man who expected his woman to be pretty, submissive, and charming.
Right, Elvis was a Southern man who expected his woman to be pretty, submissive, and charming. Straight away, she's portraying Elvis as a groomer. Pretty, submissive, and charming.
24 hours a day.
Written 40 years after her 1985 book, Elvis and Me, Softly As I Leave You, gives the intimate details of her family's life after Elvis.
When I left the marriage, I had left the crushing burden of fear and jealousy behind.
Right. Let's look at that. So when I left the marriage, now she does like to say she left, doesn't she? Remember, Softly As I Leave You. She's having a little slap at Elvis. She's like, ha ha, I left you. She's making it very clear. When I left the marriage, softly as I leave you. Yeah? Come on, guys. This is ego at its best. So then she says, I had left the crushing burden of fear and jealousy behind. Okay, I accept that because their marriage was an absolute joke, a farce, a fake marriage, a fake fairy tale, they were both being naughty. They were both being unfaithful, yeah? So yes, I accept that they were both in fear of each other being unfaithful. Elvis caught Priscilla being unfaithful multiple times. My guess, Priscilla caught Elvis being unfaithful multiple times. I've heard that Priscilla was unfaithful before Elvis, after the marriage, yeah? I've heard after they got engaged, December 66, it was Priscilla was first to be unfaithful. And then, yes, Elvis would follow, and then he would become unfaithful as well. So the pair of them were not angels. The pair of them were not ready to get married. I've also heard that Elvis was blackmailed by Priscilla's father to get married as well. Elvis didn't want to get married. He wasn't ready.
From her staggering success as a businesswoman and actress to the challenges of finding love.
So staggering success as a businesswoman. We got to look at that, guys. Behind the scenes, everything was getting put into place to create the Living Museum, to sort out the finances with Graceland. Yeah, you had the banks involved. You had managers, like many behind the scenes people like Jack Sodden, Morgan Maxfield. Look him up. It was all happening. They were going to develop it all. Yes, Memphis City were involved. They were trying to buy it, and but they were never going to break it up. They were never going to break it up. So, she tries to sort of hail herself as a businesswoman, yeah? But all the decisions were being made for her. Then she took the praise. She took the credit.
After Life with a Legend.
I knew everything about being with Elvis, but very little about being with other men.
And for the first time ever, Priscilla lays bare the heartbreaks that shaped her, including the 2023 death of her daughter, Lisa Marie.
Sorry, I had to speak to my daughter. Let me just hear this part as well. Let's do this again. Go.
This woman, an actress, to the challenges of finding love after Life with a Legend.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to say something about that, right? The challenges of finding love after Life with a Legend. Come on. She found love before they split up. Before they split up. She was secretly seeing Mike Stone for a year, then lived with him for 4 years. So do you see how this is just bullshit? I'm going to rewind it a bit more. It's ridiculous, guys. Anybody that has bothered to do some basic research knows that she didn't find love after they broke up, after she left, after the divorce. It's just so unfair to Elvis. Let's keep going.
Family's life after Elvis.
When I left the marriage, I had left the crushing burden of fear and jealousy behind.
From her staggering success as a businesswoman and actress to the challenges of finding love after Life with a Legend.
I knew everything.
The challenges of finding love after Life with a Legend. Are you kidding? I knew everything about being with Elvis, but very little about being with other men. Oh, that is so hilarious. That is hilarious. She admitted to having sex with Steve Peck, the dance instructor. She's put it in her book on page 262, for God's sake. I had a brief affair and ended it. This is in 1968, a year after the wedding. What is she doing? It ends, I had a brief affair and ended it. But she also says, I had only seen him a few times in my life. I was unable to get him out of my mind. She's talking about Steve Peck. I rationalized, telling myself it was because he was always there for me. Steve Peck, the dance instructor. He seemed to understand me why the man I truly loved was involved in his own world. Well, he was working, making movies, paying the bills, paying for his staff, yeah. I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. It had been a while since I'd spent some time with a man who validated my abilities, and I appreciated spending time with me alone. It was also the first time I was competing for my own identity. This was a high I had not experienced recently. You know what that means. This was a high I had not experienced recently. Come on, ladies. Now, she's trying to say, I was completely faithful to Elvis. I was so loyal to him. And then we had a divorce. And then I had to go and find love. No. She'd been shagging quite a lot with at least 2 men for a long time. The Mike Stone affair, who was a married man who also had a baby and a small girl, went on for a year, 1 whole year before it came out. And then she lived with him for 4 years, dragging her poor daughter to live with him, as we all know. Lisa was dragged away from her father, Elvis. But you have to think about the damage she did. Think of the damage Priscilla did, leaving and dragging Lisa with her and breaking up Francis Stone's family. Unbelievable. Mike Stone and Priscilla, what they did was one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard of. Two families trashed so they can bonk. So they can bonk. And now she's trying to act like she was an innocent virgin until she's left Elvis. Basically what she's saying. I did nothing wrong, and then I left Elvis and had to find love. Come on.
About being with Elvis, but very little about being with other men.
And for the first time ever, Priscilla lays bare the heartbreaks that shaped her, including the 2023 death of her daughter, Lisa Marie.
All right, well, let's see what she says about this. We have very strong views. We know about the allegations from Bridget Cruz. Come on, the unplugging, the DNR. Let's see what she says.
Every morning, I wake up and realize that a big part of me is gone forever.
But through it all, Priscilla has embodied grace and...
Is that it? Is that it? 15 seconds of unbelievable. Unbelievable. And even the interviews I've watched where she discusses poor Lisa Marie, who we miss, we adore, who I think went through hell at the hands of Priscilla. I think Priscilla was a terrible parent. Her own boyfriend allegedly abused poor Lisa Marie for years as a teenager. Maybe younger. Priscilla was supposed to keep Lisa Marie safe. She didn't. Her responsibility was to keep Lisa Marie safe. She did not. Unbelievable. We want justice for Lisa Marie.
gratitude, finding hope in what's still to come.
Though I have suffered deep losses, I choose to focus on what remains.
See, this is the new blag. Oh, yes, I've lost my daughter. I've lost my grandson. But, you know, I'm not going to let that hold me back. I still want to enjoy my life. We don't see any grief. I know I come across cold-hearted when I say it. Where is the grief? She's basically like, you know, I lost my daughter, lost my grandson. Oh, well, let's get on with life. Let's go and have some fun. That is how she is. You watch any interview that Lisa gives, she's got a massive smile on her face. She's constantly giggling. She's loving life. She's having the best time of her life. Her daughter only died 2 years ago. Come on, guys. It doesn't feel right, does it? It feels odd and weird. It feels uncomfortable. Yeah? I don't like speaking about grief and death and losing poor Lisa. I don't like it. It's weird for me. But it's weird watching it unfold on the world stage. It's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be grieving over your daughter.
I walk forward even when my mind turns toward the past.
What does that mean?
Please welcome Priscilla Presleys.
Now, remember what I keep saying to you guys. She is treated like she is Elvis Presley. They cheer and applaud her. Even though we've had all the disgusting details about the lawsuit, the way that she trashes Elvis, the way she's already in the early process of trashing Elvis all over again, and Lisa and Michael Jackson and many other things. Wherever she goes, no matter how bad the press is, even if they come out with these allegations concerning Bridget Cruz saying that she unplugged the machine, the do not resuscitate, they still stand up and applaud her. They treat her like she's Elvis. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they don't know the truth. They've not bothered to do their research. These are just the general public. This is just normal people in the street, have no idea of what's beneath the surface. They don't understand all the wrongdoing, what's gone on. This is brainwashing of the masses. This is hundreds of millions of people tricked and conned into thinking that Priscilla and Elvis was this perfect romance that only went wrong because Elvis was unfaithful, because Elvis had a problem with drugs. Elvis put on weight. Get it? Oh, he died on the toilet. Mass conning. We're not just trying to change the mind here of Priscilla fans. We want the general public. We want the general public to know the true Elvis. This is damaging. When I see these people applauding Priscilla as if she is Elvis, she gets treated as if she is Elvis. It's shocking. I can't believe it. Literally can't believe it. Elvis would turn in his grave if he knew just how hero worshipped Priscilla Presley is. And especially when we know the damage she has done to his image, to his reputation, to his legacy. Look at it, guys. It's shocking. Look at that. Look. That could be Elvis. That's how ridiculous it is. What has she done to deserve it? She will try and take all praise for the fact that Elvis is remembered, the fact that the museum was a success at Graceland. It's all because of her. The only reason Elvis is remembered is all because of Priscilla. It's a con. It's a con. Elvis was always going to be remembered. Always. Elvis didn't need Priscilla to be remembered. Elvis didn't even need Gracelands to be remembered. The reason Elvis is remembered is because he's amazing. He changed the world.
Welcome. You look amazing. Thank you. Have a seat. Come over here.
Now, guys, I haven't watched this. Let's see if she's going to slip up, yeah? Let's see who she's going to trash. At the moment, the Michael Jackson fans are very upset. Ginger Alden's upset. Donna Presley is upset. There's many people that are being upset by the things that she is saying in these interviews in America to promote the book Softly As I Leave You.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to the Tam fam. How are you feeling? It's been whirlwind.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous. Don't be nervous. I'll tell you off the...
Now, look, guys, look in the background. A picture of Elvis and Priscilla on their wedding day. What is that? Does that make any sense to you? She divorced him 4 years before he died. She's had many other lovers, long-term lovers. There's no way that Elvis is the love of her life. There's no way that she should be buried next to him because she is his ex, his divorcee. She's treated as if they were still married when he died. I didn't think they were even getting on. I think at the time of Elvis's death in 1977, they weren't getting on. They were arguing over Lisa and money. Remember, she had placed a massive debt on Graceland in 1977, demanding more money, demanding a percentage of the royalties. This woman has had a very long, full life with other men. The way she treated her daughter, Lisa Marie, is disgusting. I could spend all day talking about Scientology. They've got pictures of Priscilla and Elvis on the day of their wedding in the background. Why? Why is Priscilla the spokesperson for Elvis? How did that happen? She divorced him. She was unfaithful to him. She ripped him off on the divorce settlements. She was horrible to her daughter. Why is Priscilla the spokesperson for Elvis? Why have the world given Priscilla the role of spokesperson for Elvis? Please explain it to me. She's his ex. She ran off and lived with other men, multiple men. She did some disgusting things happen to her daughter at the hands of her parenting. The world's gone mad, guys. The world has gone mad.
Record story, but I'm going to tell you in front of the whole audience. Only argument I ever had with my father in my whole life, he wouldn't stop at Graceland because we had to make it on time to Philadelphia to drop me off in college. But I was like, I'll call Priscilla. And he said, you don't have her number. But in my head, I felt like you could be reasonable. I should have called you. I got to tell you, I mean it when I said you are one of the most fascinating women, I feel, because of your life. Mm-hmm. You wrote a lot about the fact that you saw yourself after Elvis passed away as a single parent to Lisa.
How does that work? She was in bed with another man for years.
You never remarried,
no.
But she was this little girl that had
to wake up to Mike Stone every day, the karate champion. Lisa Marie had to wake up at how old? Think about it. 4 years old to this giant karate guy, this massive, enormous man, dragged away from her father. Think about it, guys. And she lived with him for 3 to 4 years. Then there's another man. Then another man. Eventually, one of the men is abusing her, allegedly.
A lot of expectations because she was Elvis's only child.
Absolutely. In fact, so much so that she used to boss our help around at Graceland. You know, I don't want this. This is. How cute is that?
Yeah.
She would go in the kitchen and she goes, I didn't want that for breakfast. I wanted what my dad's having, you know, and so they have to cook all over again. And then she'd say, it's not good enough. It's not taste like his.
And so early on, did you know you had
So just a comment here. Louis, you don't like Priscilla. You're wrong. Let me just explain it to you. I am bloody pissed off with Priscilla. I am disgusted how she has treated many people. Yeah. So if that means I don't like her, yeah. Yeah. But I never do it with hate. This isn't hate here. I'm not a hate channel. I expose the wrongdoing. I expose the wrongdoing, God. It's that simple. If someone is in the wrong and they have made serious mistakes and they have been cruel and selfish, yeah, I'm not happy about it. If we don't expose this, who's going to do it? If we don't expose this, who is going to do it? She has conned and tricked the world.
a
I was in
rebel?
trouble.
You were in trouble. You had your own, you know, your own child, but the
Outspoken.
child is outspoken. Interesting, because you do start the book dedicated to those who have left us. Not only did you lose Lisa Marie, but also your grandson, Benjamin.
That's right.
Hang on a minute, before she jumps over the Lisa Marie bit. Don't forget there's massive issues here with the fact she may have got them to turn off the machine too soon so that Riley couldn't visit Lisa before they turned off the machine. Okay, let's reword it. Before they do the DNR, yeah? We must, don't just skip over it like it never happened. The allegations by Bridget Cruz are bloody serious, yeah? So what the better question would be, why didn't you wait for Riley Keough to come and say goodbye to her mother? That's what I'd be saying. None of these people ask the tough questions. They just want to kiss her ass. They just want to treat her like Elvis's wife. Oh, you were Elvis's wife. You're still his wife. Get it?
Why was it so important to start at that painful point?
All of us have been through pain. All of us have lost someone in their lives and more. And I just felt like that they could understand my book. They could understand me better. And I felt that, dedicating it to those who are having it, to those it's my way of saying, I understand.
Yeah. You talk about understanding.
Yeah, so hang on a minute. So she has dedicated it. Let me just read it, guys. Now, we are going to do a review on this book. Okay, guys, we're just going to have a little chat. We can't read it, but we can just go through a few bits. I can show you the pictures. We're going to do that. I might do it tonight, okay? To those who left us, my precious daughter, Lisa Marie, my beautiful mother, Anne, my sweet grandson, Benjamin, Elvis, who is with me still. Oh, my God. Elvis, who is with me still. Come on, guys. Does anyone fall for that? Elvis, who is with me still. She divorced him in 1973. Come on. She humiliated him. She still humiliates him. Only yesterday she was laughing at the fact that Elvis would ring her while she was in bed with her boyfriend. That's humiliating. And to my beloved son Navarone, who comforts me in their absence. We know the things that Navarone has said about Lisa. I love you all tenderly, deeply, and eternally. I carry you in my heart every day.
Understanding you better. I was surprised how direct you were about the relationship with Elvis. You talked about it in Elvis and Me, and you said that book covered 14 years of your life. This covers 8 decades of your life, and much of that, Elvis.
Okay, so 14 years of your life. Right, well, hang on a minute. Think about it, guys. So I've had this conversation a few times. They briefly met in 1959. Then they didn't see each other for two and a half years. Yeah? She's with him. She moves over. She must have had a difficult time in the early 60s. Elvis was living as a single man. I accept that. They have the marriage, 67. She's unfaithful in 68. She's unfaithful again in 71. And then it's all over. But the 14 years is being mentioned here. Now, of course, she's the parent of Lisa. There's a financial connection between Elvis and Priscilla. But they were not together in that kind of a way for 14 years. It's almost that like they're trying to make more of it. Really, their marriage was 3 years max. I do accept there's another 3 years where she was living at Gracelands in the 60s, 63, 4 and 5. Yeah. So that time there was probably a bit of romance. I accept that. Yeah. But come on, guys, there's no 14 years.
Was not a part of because he had passed away. But you talk about in the book, when you met Elvis, you were 14 years old. He was 24. You wrote, much has been made of the 10-year age gap between us, but it wasn't unusual in the South. Though Elvis and I started a relationship when I was 14, it didn't become a romantic.
No, they did. Oh, okay. Right. She's going to say the right thing. So why use the word relationship? Right. Let's just go back a little bit. Now, I haven't seen this before, guys. I don't know what's going to be said, okay? So there's only a few minutes of it left anyway.
He was 24. You wrote, much has been made of the 10-year age gap between us, but it wasn't unusual in the South. Though Elvis and I started a relationship when I was 14, it didn't become a romantic relationship until I was 17. We waited to have sex until he married me at 21.
Which is a lie. Which is a lie. Lisa Marie said they were having sex 18 onwards. So she's carried a 40-year lie. Why would her daughter, Lisa Marie, lie about that? We know that Priscilla is capable of lying. We know it. She wants us to believe this fake fairy tale that everything was perfect until Elvis took drugs and put on weight and was unfaithful. She wants us to believe the fake fairy tale, but it isn't the truth. And we've already proved that she is lying in this book. She is lying in this book. We've caught her lying already.
All these years later.
Honest to God truth.
Honest to God truth.
Yes.
Because you know.
Honest to God truth. No, you had sex with him when you were 18. You was having sex with Elvis for 3 years before you got married. So you're lying. You are lying. It's not the honest to God truth. Look at her eyes, guys. She's lying.
In the South, though Elvis, because he had passed away. But you talk about in the book, when you met Elvis, you were 14 years old. He was 24. You wrote, much has been made of the 10-year age gap between us, but it wasn't unusual in the South. Though Elvis and I started a relationship when I was 14, it didn't become a romantic relationship until I was 17. We waited to have sex until he married me at 21.
That's right.
So I accept they had sex when she was around 18, okay? But the rest is bullshit.
All these years later.
Honest to God truth.
Honest to God truth.
Yes.
Because you know, for many years when people talk about, you know, power and balance, when people talk about, you know, rock stars or pop stars or R&B stars or younger women, they say, well, Elvis did it and people still love him. But you made it a point of saying.
Absolutely.
That was not the case.
That's very
Thank you. That is the best thing in this. At least she's not pushing the whole, I was 14 when I had sex with Elvis, that I was with Elvis at 14. She was not. They were never a couple at 14. Elvis had other girlfriends. He was still with Anita Wood. Even when he came back to America, he was still seeing Anita Wood and seeing other women and co-stars, other co-stars.
important to him. It was being on our wedding night and not before that.
Why carry on the lie? Look at the face when she lies, right? Look at the face. It was important to him that we lost, that we had sex on our wedding night. Now remember why she keeps it going. Why does she keep the lie going? Because it's in the book. It's part of the fairy tale. It's part of the iconic image. You get what I'm saying, guys? There's an iconic image that she tries to keep going. She brainwashes the public in general. It isn't the fans of Elvis. It's the general public. They remember the iconic image of Elvis and Priscilla together. Oh, she lost her virginity to Elvis on the night of the wedding, and then 9 months later, a baby was born. What a beautiful romance. Oh, she really went through a lot because Elvis ruined it by having an affair and taking drugs. Get it? It's a pack of lies.
You know, rock stars or pop stars or R&B stars or younger women, they say, well, Elvis did it and people still love him. But you made it a point of saying.
Absolutely.
That was not the case.
It's very important to him. It was being on our wedding night and not before that. And obviously we kissed, we hugged, we loved and blah, 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 but never had intercourse.
Oh, I'm going to have to play it again because it's such a barefaced lie. We know they did. Come on, guys.
About, you know, power imbalance when people talk about, you know, rock stars or pop stars or R&B stars or younger women, they say, well, Elvis did it and people still love him.
Now, come on, look at the expression. This is the I am lying face. This is like, keep the face still, like, look her in the eyes, look straight ahead, and lie. Let's watch how she looks when she lies.
But you made it a point of saying
Absolutely.
that was not the case.
It's very important to him. It was being on our wedding night and not before that. And I obviously we kissed, we hugged, we loved and blah, 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 but never had intercourse.
And when you look back at that relationship, there was never a feeling of there was an imbalance or understanding how people view it now. For you,
I never thought about that. I was very young.
Yeah.
And I followed him, you know, what he wanted.
Yeah.
She wasn't very young. What are you talking about? Now, come on, let's get it right. She married him 3 weeks before she turned 22. She was living at Graceland's a matter of months before she turned 18. Yes, she did visit a few times when she was 17. Yeah. Remember, in the 1950s and 60s, it was completely normal for a man in his 20s to date a woman that was that age, 17, 18. Completely normal. I would say younger. People were getting married when they were 15, 16. Billy Smith married his wife, Jo Smith, Elvis's first cousin, married Jo Smith when she was 15. It was different times, guys. Now we wouldn't accept it. It's not acceptable now. But in the 1950s and 60s, it was completely normal to marry a 16-year-old girl. Completely normal. So, come on, guys.
could care less about what other people wanted. You know, my life was for him. So I wasn't, you know, I lived my life. I still to this day love him, you know.
What is that? What is that? I still to this day love him. I don't understand it. They split up 4 years before he died. She was living with another man for 4 years before he died. What is happening here? I still love him. He's the love of my life. I lived for him. When she says that she lived for him, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't get it. Did he live for her? They lived together. She moved from a normal home in Germany to live in a mansion in Gracelands, and eventually they bought other homes and had a baby and got married. She had a very full life. They had a family. They had the whole world in front of them. Their future was all ready to unfold. They had a baby, Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie was a little girl by the time she got with Mike Stone and secretly was shagging Mike Stone, the karate guy. So when she says, I lived for him, what is she talking about? She had a daughter. She was the wife. They had a home. They shared a home. I don't get it. Why is it suddenly all for Elvis? That's like me saying that my wife only lives for me. My wife doesn't just live for me. We have kids. We have a home. She works. She has friends. She has family. She doesn't live just for me. I'm her husband. Do you get what I'm saying to you guys? Priscilla didn't just live for Elvis. She had a history leading up to meeting Elvis. She had a very full life traveling around with her parents because he was serving for his country. Yeah, she had friends and family. She was very close to her, brother, sister, parents, relatives. You get it, guys? This girl had a very full life before Elvis came along. It became even fuller when she went over and moved to Graceland to live with Vernon and Dee behind Graceland. And then she eventually moves in with Elvis. So what is this crap of, oh, you know, my whole life was for Elvis? It's bullshit. Her family were visiting. Her parents were visiting. Her brother and sister were visiting. Elvis bought her brother a bloody car. Elvis gave her a car. She could do whatever she wanted. She was doing different types of activities. She had the wives of the Memphis Mafia. She had the Presleys living in Graceland, like Patsy and Minnie Mae and Aunt Delta. There was Vesta. There was people. There was Presleys living at Gracelands. Come on. There was other girlfriends, other wives. But she says, oh, I was just living with Elvis. It's just such fucking... Oh, sorry, I need to swallow that. It's just such bullshit. Why do people fall for it?
There was never a feeling of there was an imbalance or understanding how people view it now. Mm-hmm. For you,
I never thought about that. I was very young,
Yeah.
and I followed him. You know what he wanted.
Yeah.
I could care less about what other people wanted. You know, my life was for him, so I wasn't. You know, I lived.
Oh my God. My life was for him. What does that mean? Did she like, was she a human sacrifice or something? You know, did she like sacrifice herself? I don't get it. It's like, it's nuts, guys.
My life. I still to this day love him.
What? Oh my God. Does anyone fall for this? The problem you've got is that the general public around the world believe this. This is the con. This is the trick. This is the brainwashing. They fall for it. People are so gullible. The public around the world are so gullible. And she knows it as well.
You know, I mean, he was the love of my life.
and you never remarried.
Oh my God. He was the love of my life. Oh, shall I start listing off all the boyfriends? Marco Garibaldi for over 20 years. Michael Edwards, 6 to 7 years. Mike Stone, 4 years. And there was many others. Come on.
No, no one could match Elvis. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is so laughable. No one could match Elvis, but she was with Marco Garibaldi for 22 years and had his son. The reason she never married again is because she didn't want to give up the Presley name.
My life was for him, so I wasn't. You know, I lived my life. I still to this day love him. You know, I mean, he was the love of my life.
And you never
I still to this day love him. Honestly, guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm surprised she even remembers it. It was 1972 was the last time she was with him. And then she was sleeping with Mike Stone. Think about it. That's nearly 60 years ago. Nearly 60 years ago. She's had loads of other relationships. I still love him. He's the love of my life. I want to be buried next to him. Why do people fall for it? Why do people fall for it?
remarried.
No, no one could match Elvis. I'm sorry. I mean, and I don't mean to put men.
She says, look, she says no one could match him. She was unfaithful. Are we on the same planet? Do you guys understand me? She was unfaithful. Someone did match him. She was sleeping with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, a year after the wedding. He matched him. Then she was with Mike Stone, this giant champion who was an acquaintance of Elvis, this karate champion that Elvis really looked up to. Elvis had met him a few times. She had even noticed him at on her honeymoon, hadn't she? Yeah, in '68. She spotted him before she got with him. She chatted Mike Stone up. She chatted him up. Mike Stone in interviews has admitted this. Come on, guys. No one could match him. Yes, they could, because you ran off with other men. Someone obviously matched him because you bonked them. You had sex with them. You effed them. So what are you talking about?
And up to him, it's just, my life was so different with him, and
But I think people understand that, to be quite honest. I know you dated and you talk about it in the book, but to be honest with you.
But look at that picture, guys. Look at that picture. Let's look at it
I
again.
think people understand that.
Look at that picture. Within months, she was sleeping with the dance instructor. That baby looks very young there, 5, 6 weeks old. Could you imagine how happy Elvis was? Elvis was very happy. He couldn't believe he'd become a father. Elvis loved being a dad. He adored, absolutely adored his baby, Lisa Marie. Right now, within that picture, it is possible that she had already started her affair with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, because it wasn't a one-night stand. She must have got to know the dance instructor through the lessons, the dance lessons. Yeah. So she fell for Steve Peck gradually. So right now, whilst she's holding that baby, poor Lisa Marie, she's probably thinking about Steve Peck. This picture we are looking at, she is probably thinking about Steve Peck. Elvis was oblivious. Elvis was completely oblivious to it. There's no way that Elvis was unfaithful during this period. I don't care what anyone says. There is no way that Elvis was unfaithful during this period. When this picture was being taken, Elvis was faithful. Faithful. And look how handsome he looks. Look how beautiful he looks. How sexy he looks. And she's thinking about another man. She says it. Whilst I was with Elvis, I was thinking about another man. I had a brief affair and ended it. Come on, guys.
To be quite honest, I know you dated and you talk about it in the book, but to be honest with you, I can't imagine being someone coming to see Priscilla Presley knowing forever you are dating Elvis Presley's wife or marrying or trying to marry.
That has come up before.
I mean, but that's,
I dated Nigel Lithgow.
You did?
Yeah.
Not,
For a while.
And Rob Kardashian.
And Rob Kardashian, yes. And both of them would say, you know, I'm not going to be Elvis Presley. Don't expect me to be Elvis Presley.
I would imagine
know
you
you're
look at
still
them.
in love with Elvis Presley.
So when someone would say, I'm not going to be Elvis Presley, you said,
Yeah, I don't expect you to.
Yeah.
I never wanted to put a man in that place.
I have to tell you, Priscilla, I was always fascinated by the fact that you accepted this responsibility of carrying on his name. And it seemed, maybe not at the cost of your own life, but certainly it was a big, important thing for you
Yes,
to
because
do.
I didn't want generations to not know who Elvis Presley was. I felt that, you know, that the children should know and they're, you know, as they grow older, and I didn't want, I mean, he was a big part of my life, but I wanted to keep his name out there. I wanted to keep love for him out there. I wanted to make sure no one forgot about him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So does anyone here for a second think that if Priscilla didn't exist, if Priscilla didn't join in on helping to launch the Living Museum, yeah, get involved with Gracelands, that Elvis would have got forgotten? Because that's what she's saying. She's basically saying, if I never got involved, Elvis may have got forgotten. Does anyone believe that? Please put it in the comments. So yeah, Morris Gibb has said that Elvis never found out about the dance instructor seeing Priscilla. We don't know that 100%. I've heard this said to me a few times. We don't know that. We don't know that. I don't really see how it's relevant. Whether Elvis found out or not is irrelevant. She was unfaithful. So everything she's saying here is a joke. Because when you know she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, with Mike Stone, it changes everything she's saying. You expose the lie. So that whether Elvis knew or not, so what? It doesn't mean nothing. She's still a barefaced liar. So does anyone, seriously guys, does anyone actually believe that if Priscilla didn't exist, that Elvis would have been forgotten? I'm going to give you a chance to reply, guys. So I do have to go in a sec, but there is a video being posted live in a minute that I did earlier. Hi, Tony. How are you? Seriously, guys, does anyone for a second think that if Priscilla had not lived, was not around, that Elvis was going to get forgotten? Because this is what she says. I'm the reason Elvis is remembered. She even said it to Lisa Marie in interviews. Oh, your father would have been forgotten if it wasn't for me. They would have sold off Gracelands and broken it up to little pieces. There would be no Gracelands if it wasn't for me. Does anyone believe that bullshit? Because it is a bloody lie. It is bullshit. They were never going to break up Gracelands. They were never going to sell it off. At worst, Memphis were going to buy it, Memphis City, at worst. And they would have kept it as a memorial to Elvis. They also had plans, which they'd already drawn up, to open a living museum before Priscilla came along. Priscilla did not save Graceland. It was not Priscilla's idea to open the Living Museum, even though she tells everyone that it is. It's a lie, guys. It's not true. The public around the world have been conned into thinking that she saved Elvis's legacy, and that she is the reason Elvis is remembered, that it was her idea to save the museum. It was her idea to save Graceland. It's bullshit. Now, I do accept she did eventually join in, and she made big decisions with a group, with a management team, with banks, with investors. Yes, she was involved in it, definitely. But she isn't the reason. Graceland's was always going to be a living museum, and they were always going to save Elvis's home. Elvis was always going to be remembered for the amazing talent that he had, his amazing personality, the way he transformed the world. Elvis's personality impacted the world. He did that, not Priscilla. She has just taken advantage of it. She has milked it for every penny she can, for every dollar she can. She's took advantage of the Presley name and milked it. And unfortunately, she was a terrible parent to her daughter, Elvis's only child, Lisa Marie. That is the truth. That is the truth. So I'm just going to hear it out, guys. I've just posted another video, so I'm going to end things here in a minute. And then that video has just been posted, okay? So thank you for joining me, guys. A very serious, very passionate live stream. Thank you for joining me. There's loads of you watching. Thank you so much. Usual thing. Please like, subscribe, usual stuff. Guys, we must defend Elvis and Lisa. We must do it.
So, and I still don't.
Well, you've done it in a way that people have looked at, and you've turned his life and his legacy into what it is, which is to this day one of the most protected and guarded estates in the world. And we'll talk about Priscilla's role in protecting the Elvis Presley legacy, but more than that, her role in helping others understand the grief and the resilience that comes after. More with Priscilla Presley after the break.
Coming up.
All right. So hang on a minute. She just said there's more. Hang on. Let's just see if this is it. I won't go yet, guys. She just said there's more. Let's have a listen to this.
Welcome back in our conversation with Priscilla Presley, whose new memoir, Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis.
Right, okay. Let me just have a look. Right, we'll have to come back and do a part 2. I didn't know that this was going to happen. We're going to come back. We're going to do a part 2, and we're going to discuss this book as well. Okay, we're going to go through it a little bit. I can't read it, but we can go through it a bit. I can show you the pictures, show you what's in it, and I have to buy it because this is how we defend Elvis. We expose the lies. I buy this looking for the lies. Okay, guys? Tony, thank you for look at Tony bought me this lovely top. See this lovely top? Let me just get you guys on the screen. So Tony, are you there? Tony has bought us some medals. Team Elvis medals. Team Elvis medals. Tony bought them. Team Elvis, defending Elvis, love, respect, and honor. Tony, you've got lots of medals. Obviously, these are for you guys, for Team Elvis, yeah? You deserve them, Team Elvis. And she bought me this lovely top. Thank you so much, Tony. Are you still there? Tony, we love you. We love you, Tony. So these medals are for Team Elvis. Okay, guys? Thank you so much, Tony. Yeah? So be proud, guys. Be proud, yeah? We come together to defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. We do it every day. We do it with pride. Okay, guys? I'm going to come back. and we're going to do a part 2 later on, probably about 8 o'clock. So in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Tony, thank you so much. I love my top. It's beautiful. Love you all, guys. Take care. We defend Elvis because he's worth it. Elvis deserves better. Elvis deserves better. And we are here for Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline.